Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, we continue our book reading this morning. Excuse me. The Toyota Way to Service Excellence by Jeffrey K. Like and Karen Ross. Yesterday on page 207, still on chapter 6, Micro Principle, we looked at principle 7, which said manage visually to see actual versus standard. We looked at the importance of visual management, written down things, having a sticky note, or having your processes and standards of your organization written down for visual support. Today on page 210, we'll be looking at making daily management visual in an act. Sorry, I'll take that again. Making daily management visual in an aircraft engine company. Making daily management visual in an aircraft engine company. Said it is always exciting to me to see real visual management where the information is seriously used. I had the opportunity to visit MTU, a German company that builds and repairs aircraft engines. MTU has a large factory in Munich, and I visited it with a partner of Stwaffen, the consulting firm that supports the aircraft company. We spent time at MTU with members of the board directors, the senior vice president of operations. Stwaffen has been teaching executives the proper way to use visual management as a tool for coaching leaders. The MTU factory in Munich has over 150 information centers on the shop floor, which are visual meeting areas for stand-up meetings. Displayed on whiteboards are various metrics and targets for cost, quality, delivery, inventory, safety, and morals. There are also human resources measures like attendance. Short meetings, 10 to 15 minutes, are held every day, and the main discussions focus on what happened yesterday and what the group can improve on today and tomorrow. The SVP runs the plant-wide meetings, and there are meetings at all levels down to group leaders. At first, the people from Stwaffen did the coaching, but they then trained internal full-time coaches, senior leaders and middle managers to do daily coaching. Coaching means listening and watching and giving feedback. This was not a company that was new to Lean. It had years of experience using almost every improvement tool imaginable. The company finally became convinced that the key to sustainable competitive advantage was leadership, and so it committed to developing Lean leaders at all levels. The senior vice president, working with the head of Lean, began with a pilot area for about 6 months, and the SVP chose to use that time and more to persuade the managers to buy in. In fact, before deploying the information centers across the operations, he spent over 1 year holding regular meetings and bringing managers to see the pilot area firsthand. The result was that 100% of the managers bought in. The SVP committed to spend time the first half of each day at the Gemba, that's the workshop. He simply refuses to allow anything else on his schedule before lunch. He explained that his coaching style had been more directive, telling people what to do, but he took his coaching seriously, learning to ask questions and challenge the leaders to grow. He admits it was difficult to shift from telling people things to asking them to think for themselves, but his progress was remarkable. The results included impressive gains in productivity and quality reductions in inventory. Morale and safety rose to levels never before experienced, but they are also intangibles that show how a culture of engagement is building. For example, the business tends to be cycli- cyclical, and there are slow periods followed by a lot of work. At some point in the week, it generally becomes clear that overtime and weekend workers are needed to make the schedule. In the past, the manager might ask for 10 volunteers and people will look away or put their heads down. Now, the visual display makes it clear to everyone what extra work will be needed, and team members work it out even before being asked by management. When I visited in November 2015, snow was forecast for the weekend with perfect ski conditions. Yet the company already had volunteers to cover overtime. The daily management system started in manufacturing, but the company was also holding daily meetings in information centers for service operations like purchasing and logistics. Product development had committed to piloting the system with daily meetings. The company has developed a breakthrough new engine that had 5 years of fully booked sales before it could even build the first production engine. The company's business plan was to grow sales by 20% with a 10% reduction in labor, using attrition to deal with the excess people. Nobody doubted it would succeed through the evolving culture of continuous improvement. Okay, so this is your stuff for reading this morning. It said making daily management visual in an aircraft engine company. So here it has told us the story about MTUI, the German company that builds and repairs aircraft, and for for making daily management visual in this company, they had meetings 10 to 15 minutes every morning. There was coaching, there was teaching. Information was passed across to everybody in the company. So in those meetings at all levels, they looked for things to develop, they trained each other, they coached each other. Each day they looked for new things to improve on and new things to develop. So this visual meeting helped everybody to learn, ask questions, and look for what other thing to do and how to go about their work. Talk about the challenges that they are facing. There was a communication. There was no breach of communication. There was no gap of communication. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do. So this is another example of visual management. They made it daily, just like the meetings we hold daily, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, for coaching, for training, and also for passing across information and looking for ways to develop and improve in the things that we are doing. So at the ending here, we define it as a culture that keeps evolving through continuous improvement. So all these meetings that we're holding give room for continuous improvement and an evolving culture of learning for both top management and those below. So this is your stuff for our reading this morning. Thank you.